Hi, I'm Prasad Vanga. I lead a company called Anthill Ventures. We are a speed scaling ecosystems for growth stage startups. We invest in companies across the world, but we find their market potential in the Indian market. Also, we invest in Indian startups and we basically take them global. That's what we do. We run something called Anthill Factory, which runs corporate innovation programs and accelerators. One such program is Anthill Studio. We are here for that. Anthill Studio is in partnership with Rana Daggubati, who most of you know from Bahubali, and also Suresh Productions. And the objective for Anthill Studio is to focus on finding media and entertainment technology startups to invest and scale.
So, let's start talking a little bit more about Anthill Ventures. Let's start talking about, what's the future growth, what's the prospects that you're actually looking at as far as the Indian startup community is concerned.
We started 3 years back, and the intent to start Anthill Ventures was to scale up companies that already have a product. Because most of us, me and my partners, we've come from businesses where we've built scale globally. So we had to identify companies that fit the help that we can provide them. We realized that scale can be provided by larger corporates, whereas startups have the speed. So we can bring both of this together to scale with speed. With that, till 2.5 years back, and we've been in existence for that time. We've been investing in very diverse portfolio with no specific industry interest. We were investing in disruptive technologies and science companies across the world. We've invested in a very diverse portfolio till now, from electric cars in Sweden, crop cloning in Denver, to a wedding marketplace in India. The natural single thread or theme that we always looked at is the entrepreneur and the timing of the idea, which actually a lot of our decision was dependent upon. There are other parameters that we judged, like quality of investors and things like that. But with whatever we have built so far, 25 companies, we've achieved a 70% success rate, almost 4x in terms of portfolio value in a 3-year period. What is the next for us is we're right now in the middle of a 100 million fundraise. We are investing in 4 verticals: media and entertainment, health tech and genomics, urban tech, and fintech. Right. And in these verticals, we're very careful about choosing the sub verticals.
Right.
Because we wanted to choose sub verticals that we can help, that a partner can help. Whenever we choose verticals, we always look at partnerships.
Right.
Bring the domain expertise. And that's why Anthill Studio, which is a partnership with Rana Daggubati and Suresh and us.
Right. So you've actually had a very interesting class of startups graduate their first cohort today. Let's talk a little bit more about what are the key parameters that you're looking for in these startups, and what are the future growth plans for this cohort.
Yeah, as mentioned before, we have as the startups are selected for our cohort. I mean, there were about 150 startups that applied from across the world. Why do we pick these 6 or 7 companies, right? The reason is because one, it is disrupting a very large space in the media and entertainment. 2, the entrepreneur and the team is exciting for us to support. And 3, we can help them.
Right.
We don't want to touch a company that we cannot help. It could be a great company out there, but if we are unable to provide any help, we can't. Okay. Right. The metrics that we look for is purely growth in terms of revenue, market share, and customers. It's not about valuation.
Right.
Okay. If we are able to move that needle from the time that they've come into the cohort to now, then we've achieved our success.
So what's your interest in the Indian gaming space? I mean, we've actually had a whole host of investors who look to come in, a lot of whom are only just tracking the space. I mean, you guys have spent a great deal of time investing in augmented reality, virtual reality, and gaming. So let's talk a little bit more about the kind of investments that you're looking to make in the gaming space.
Yeah, the gaming space is very interesting. I think all the millennials today need some form of engagement, and gaming is a big form of engagement. Again, gaming is very segregated by markets. Professional gamers, gamers who are doing it as they're transiting in an Uber, right? Children, right? So you have to again see which target market you're attracting. For us, the way we look at gaming is that we look at a transmedia play, which means that we're looking at, let's say, characters coming out of movies or television series and becoming games.
Right.
Characters that are coming out of comic books and can become games. That's where we would look at, and we would invest into companies that are also optimizing some technology or on that space.
So that's the kind of USP you're looking at.
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Prasad.
Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you so much.